Hello everyone, today we are going to start a very interesting subject, that is web programming. This subject make you proficient in creating interactive and attractive websites. In this subject we are going to study 4 modules which are prerequisites for website development and designing. These modules are HTML, CSS, JavaScript and PHP. Today's lecture is just an introduction to these 4 modules. Before dive into the detailed explanation of these modules, I would like to explain few frequently used terms in web programming, in which the first is web page, second is website, third is web browser, and fourth is URL. Now first is web page. Web page is a document that you can access from the internet using a web browser. Second is website. Website is basically a collection of web page. When all the web pages are linked together, a website is created. Website can be further divided into 2 categories. One is static and other one is dynamic. Static websites are those websites which do not change their content on every access. That means whenever you access the page, the same information is displayed to you every time. For example, a website related with the historical information of the institute. The history of the institute never changes, and that is why the same information is displayed to you every time you open that particular website. On the contrary, dynamic websites are those websites which do change their content on every access. For example, Facebook. Whenever you open your Facebook profile, your wall shows different content every time you access the page. Same thing follows with the websites of news channels. Every time whenever a new news comes up, the news channels updated the information and you access the page number of times and you will get the different information every time. Third point is web browser. Web browser is an application software which is used to access the pages from the internet. For example, Internet Explorer, Mozilla, Chrome, etc. Last one is URL. URL is Uniform Resource Locator, which indicates the address of the web page which the user wants to retrieve. Now the next important concept that need to be understood is client server. For this I am going to draw a figure here. As you can see in the figure, there are 2 entities. One is client and other one is the server. Client sends the request to the server in the form of web page address. For example, the web page address is google.com, which means the client wants to see the page google.com and send the request to the server. On receiving, the server process the requests. What it means that the server search for this particular page and return the particular page or the desired page in the form of response to the client. This is the whole circle that the client sent the request and the server processed the request and sent the response to the client. But in this whole circle, the client completely unaware of the thing that what is happening on the server side. The client is completely hidden from the details of processing what is going on the server side. That is why server is called backend and client is called front end. That means all the processing is done at the back side, which is not shown to the client, and the client gets the response only in the form of HTML, and the desired page is displayed on the client's computer by the web browser. This is how this architecture works. Now we start with the 4 modules. Now the first module is HTML. HTML is Hypertext Markup Language. It is a standard language which is used to create simple web pages. It is not a programming language, but it facilitates you to create the skeleton of the page on which the simple content is displayed. It does not provide you the facility to insert a high-level designing to your page. With the help of HTML, a simple web page is created. But when you want to insert some designing capabilities or some creativity to your page, then CSS comes in the picture. CSS is cascading style sheets. With the help of CSS, you can add designs, colors, styles to your web page, which gives a colorful presentation to your web page. Okay, now after this you have created the skeleton and you have added the colors. Now you have a web page which is very much attractive and colorful, but still there is no interactivity in this web page. So in order to add interactivity in your web page, you need to use JavaScript. JavaScript is you can say a scripting language. A scripting language is a language that is interpreted at runtime. JavaScript allows you to do some programming because it is a programming language. The programmer is allowed to create a programming code in order to give a dynamic factor to your web page. So JavaScript allows the programmer to add interactivity to your web page. For example, you have seen number of times while filling the form that the messages are coming like this. Your password must contain special character, digits and alphabets, and your phone number must contain 10 digits. These type of validation checks can be easily achieved with the help of JavaScript code. JavaScript also allows us to add some dynamism to your web page, like when you take your cursor to the text, the color of the text changes and so on like this. Now after this, last comes the PHP. PHP is Hypertext Preprocessor. It is also a scripting language, but it is a server-side scripting language. That means the code written in the PHP is executed on the server side only. And after that, the rest of the result is in the form of HTML is returned to the client, and the page is displayed by the browser on the screen. PHP also helps us to manage dynamic content of your web page, and also it helps us to manage the databases on the server. So this is all about a brief introduction of all these modules. In upcoming lectures, we will be discussing all of these modules in detail. I hope you understand the concept well. Thank you so much.